Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Battle Through the Heavens based on novel. So let's start. Back then, I had once tried to obtain the Yellow Spring Divine Anger training method and the Demon Saint Essence blood within the stone tablet. However, my spiritual strength had only just entered the stone tablet when it was struck and I coughed up blood in defeat. I had to recuperate for half a year in order to recover. Yao Ming softly sighed after seeing Xiao Yan's grave expression. His eyes wandered over the stone tablet with some fear as he said, "Even though my current strength is many times greater than back then, I have a feeling that my fate would not be any better even if I made another attempt now." The stone tablet does indeed contain an extremely powerful spiritual strength. That spiritual strength also seems to possess a kind of mysterious pressure. If I guess correctly, the attainments of that demon Saint Huang Quan in the training of his soul had likely reached a relatively frightening level. Xiao Yang nodded slightly and replied, "How can someone half a step in the Do D class be a simple person?" Yao Ming bitterly laughed. He immediately asked, "How is it? Brother Xiao Yang, are you confident?" "I am not confident, but I can make an attempt." Xiao Yan's eyes stared at the stone tablet only to shake his head and reply. Although the gap between he and Demon Saint Huang Quan was like the sky versus a stream, there was only the spiritual remains of the Demon Saint Huang Quan within the stone tablet. It was difficult to predict the victor if they were to clash. Since this is the case, I will have to rely on Brother Xiao Yan. Yao Ming rejoiced after hearing this reply. "You should leave as soon as possible if you discover anything wrong." "I?" Xiao Yang gently nodded. His body moved before he appeared on a stone seat in front of the stone tablet. He slowly sat down while the soul beneath his brows began to move. "Do not allow anyone to disturb me during this period of time." Xiao Yang softly spoke. His body shook a little before a somewhat illusory figure stepped out of his brow. Finally, it was stopped in front of the stone tablet. Yao Ming quietly praised Xiao Yang after seeing that his soul take a human form similar to his actual body. The matters of the soul were far too illusory and ethereal. Do Chi had ended up dominating the continent. There were very few experts who would place much emphasis on the training of one soul. Although the soul was the foundation of a person, it couldn't obtain a dominating effect when fighting with others without a special method, which was disproportional to the effort and time required to practice it. Hence, most experts' spiritual strength could merely be called an ordinary level. It was impossible for them to turn their illusory soul into an actual body of substance like Xiao Yang could. Xiao Yang's spiritual body was suspended in front of the stone tablet. His eyes scanned the tablet. It was a long while later before he took a step forward in front of Kaylin's group. The somewhat illusory body collided with the stone tablet. The surface of the ancient tablet seemed to form a circular ripple like a liquid the moment the two collided. Xiao Yang's soul also appeared as though it had been devoured and strangely disappeared in front of the stone talisman. Rumble. Thunderbolts roared like a storm in the air, containing an ancient aura. The loud sound shook the square until it trembled. Is this the hidden space within the stone tablet? Xiao Yang's body floated in air. He glanced around this unusual space and surprise flashed across his eyes. After which, he looked into the distant to what appeared to be the edge of this space. This demon Saint Huang Quan really lives up to his reputation by being able to create a realm in the stone tablet. Xiao Yang softly sighed and gently stepped on air. He slowly walked deeper into the created space. The thunderbolts in the sky appeared as though they were being stirred while his legs moved. They suddenly struck him from all directions, but Xiao Yang's expression did not change as this attack came. His footsteps did not falter. Any bolt of lightning that reached a 50-foot radius around his body suddenly shattered by an invisible force. It was as though he was within a protective barrier. Bang! Those thunderbolts seemed to be aware that there was nothing they could do to stop Xiao Yang as he continued to venture deeper. Hence, they gradually came to a halt. A deep yellow cloud layer suddenly surfaced in the sky above Xiao Yang when the final thunderbolt vanished. Soon after, an extremely powerful gale suddenly tore through the air and violently pressed down on him. Yellow Spring Finger. Xiao Yan's feet slowly paused. He lifted his head and looked at the enormous finger, tearing through the sky from the layer of clouds. A slight ripple appeared in his eyes as he gently waved his sleeve. A vast and mighty spiritual strength immediately surged out. It turned into a huge finger that finally smashed into that yellow spring finger with a rumbling sound. Bam! The space fluctuated as the two collided, but there was no energy explosion. The two collapsed upon contact and were both annihilated. Bang! The yellow spring finger had only just shattered when the ground under his feet suddenly cracked apart. A huge yellow hand rushed out with lightning-like speed. It appeared below Xiao Yan in a flash. The hand was clenched and firmly grasped Xiao Yan. Shatter! A calm voice was slowly emitted from within the large hand. A powerful spiritual storm swept out in an instant, shaking the hand until it broke apart. Demon Saint Huang Quan, reveal yourself. These techniques will not be able to defeat me. Xiao Yan once again appeared after the huge yellow palm was destroyed. He lifted his head and looked into the distance. His faint voice was just like thunder as it spread through the realm. Rumble. A mountain broke through the ground not far in front of Xiao Yan soon after his voice was emitted. It pulled the ground up as it rose. Finally, it stood above in a towering fashion. There was an enormous throne on the top of the mountain. A human figure in yellow clothes sat upright on it while an aura that caused even the world to tremble slowly spread. Young fellow, this is not a place that you should have come to. Go back. The faint voice contained a pressure that seemed to originate from one's very soul as it was slowly transmitted into Xiao Yan's ear. Numerous ripples spread from Xiao Yan's body when he heard this voice. Xiao Yan's eyes focused on the figure on the throne. A moment later, a smile danced on his lips as he said, although you were once a peak-level expert in this world, you are now a stubborn thought of a remnant soul left behind. Thief, you actually dare to behave rudely in front of me. The human figure seated on the throne suddenly widened his eyes upon hearing Xiao Yan's words. An extremely strong spiritual strength surged with lightning-like speed. It ruthlessly shot toward Xiao Yan like a blade. Useless little tricks. Xiao Yan smiled after seeing this attack. His body advanced instead of pulling back. He waved his sleeve. A majestic spiritual fluctuation spread and blocked Demon Saint Huang Quan's spiritual attack. I will leave immediately if you hand over the training method for the Yellow Spring Diving Anger and the Demon Saint Essence Blood. You should defeat me before thinking of getting your hands on the Yellow Spring Divine Anger and Essence Blood. Demon Saint Huang Quan suddenly stood up. The area surrounding the mountain collapsed the moment he got up. Advanced Heavenly State Soul. You are the strongest person that I have met in so many years. Unfortunately, you still have a large ways to go to the perfect heavenly state. My soul has already surpassed the perfect heavenly state and has reached the DI state. You actually dare to fight me? D state? Xiao Yan's violently heart pounded upon hearing these two words. Some shock surfaced in his eyes. This was the first time that he had heard of someone attain a spiritual strength at the D state. Hardly anyone within the current Dochi continent would able to reach this state. The Demon Saint Huang Quan did indeed live up to his reputation. I would not dare to fight you if you were Demon Saint Huang Quan. However, you are currently a mere remnant spirit. Xiao Yan slowly inhaled a breath of air. His foot suddenly stepped in front of him as his body swelled thousands of feet in an instant. It was just like a giant that stood between the sky and the earth. The giant looked down on Demon Saint Huang Quan before clenching his large fist and violently throwing a punch. What rudeness! Demon Saint Huang Quan suddenly lifted his head and let out a furious roar. Both of his palms suddenly pressed against the ground. The land of this realm immediately trembled before it split apart. Numerous large hands broke free from the ground. They violently smashed into the spiritual giant's body that Xiao Yan had formed. Destroy. The powerful attack caused Xiao Yan's spirit to emit an intense ripple. Xiao Yan did not dare to underestimate his opponent, so he widened his mouth and a spiritual strength, which contained a strange heat, erupted. After which, it ruthlessly charged down. The countless numbers of large hands were shattered upon contact. Even the shaking ground ended up being suppressed. Your spiritual strength actually possesses the power of a heavenly flame. The expression of Demon Saint Huang Quan changed after contact was made. A strange hand seal formed with lightning-like speed. After which, he placed the hand seal beside his mouth. An unusually frightening fluctuation rose. Space itself crumbled as this fluctuation appeared. It appeared as though doomsday was arriving. Yellow Spring Divine Anger. Xiao Yan's expression became unusually grave when he sensed that fluctuation, which caused him to feel a little frightened. A fight between souls was even riskier than a fight between Do Qi. If one was careless, one's very soul would be shattered. If one's soul was destroyed, one's very life would vanish from this world. Demon Saint Huang Quan's attack caused even Xiao Yan to feel a dangerous aura. The stories told about the Yellow Spring Divine Anger frightening many elite doshens was not just a mere rumors. The entire realm violently shook. Even the space itself fluctuated. One could see the remnant soul of Demon Saint Huang Quan suddenly rippling in a strange fashion amid this fluctuation. These strange ripples vaguely intertwined into a 10,000-foot-tall formless figure. If one were to carefully study this figure, one would discover that this figure was the same as Demon Saint Huang Quan, but this figure gave Xiao Yang the frightening feeling of facing the entire world. This feeling let Xiao Yang sense what being insignificant and weak meant. This is the true form of the Demon Saint Huang Quan. Xiao Yan inhaled a breath of cold air. He did not expect this remnant spirit could unleash a sonic wave that gathered the true form of the Demon Saint Huang Quan. The invisible Demon Saint body, which had been transformed because of the sonic wave, slowly lowered his head. His indifferent eyes locked onto Xiao Yang in the distance. After which, he slowly widened his mouth. A sonic wave that contained an ancient toad appeared just like a lightning dragon that had penetrated thunderclouds and suddenly displayed its towering might. That invisible demon saint's body suddenly collapsed after a word escaped his mouth, but this realm collapsed with it. Xiao Yang's naked eye clearly watched space collapse an inch at a time as the sonic wave spread. An exterminating sonic wave erupted at a speed faster than light. This was the first time Xiao Yang had encountered such a fast attack. There was basically no time for him to form the slightest defense because of this terrifying speed. Bang bang bang. The force of this exterminating sonic wave descended on Xiao Yang, who was in the form of an enormous soul giant, the moment the ancient sound was emitted from the demon saint mouth. Xiao Yang's body immediately showed signs of crumbling. Countless of deep explosions spread across the surface of his body. That large body began to shrink at a rate visible to the naked eye before turning illusory. The attack was too quick. Moreover, it was a destruction as simple as a weed being crushed. This totally caught him off guard. The sonic wave was like a storm as it swept over the realm. Everything was turned into nothing under the collision of this sonic wave. Dark black light covered the ground. Only a lonely mountain stood in this dark and empty land. Demon Saint Huang Quan sat back down on his throne on that mountain. His originally illusory body had become a lot more transparent. Clearly, that attack earlier had exhausted too much of his strength. Demon Saint Huang Quan lifted his head. He looked at the black empty space and slowly said, "Consider yourself fortunate to be able to die to the Yellow Spring Divine Anger. It is indeed worthy of being the Do skill that Demon Saint Huang Quan is renowned for. It possesses such a strength despite being used by a spirit fragment. It is really difficult to imagine just how overwhelmingly destructive it was when the Demon Saint Huang Quan had used it back then." A cluster of flames suddenly appeared within the empty space after Demon Saint Huang Quan's words sounded. That flame quickly roared to life before once again turning into an illusory figure. It was surprisingly Xiao Yang, who seemed to have been destroyed by the Yellow Spring Divine Anger earlier. Flames danced around Xiao Yang's body. He stepped through empty air and slowly walked to the edge of the mountain. Next, he looked at the Demon Saint Huang Quan remnant soul and slightly smiled. "Heavenly flame, no wonder you were able to survive." Demon Saint Huang Quan was a little surprised when he looked at the flame around Xiao Yang. He said, "Even though you have the protection of the heavenly flame, it is likely that your soul has suffered a lot of damage, right?" I do need to rest for over 10 days before I can recover. Xiao Yan smiled, but he did not try to act tough. His heart had already been shaken by the yellow spring divine anger. If the heavenly flame had not protected him today, he would have suffered a serious blow to the yellow spring divine anger. Moreover, the most frightening thing was the speed of the yellow spring divine anger. It was impossible to defend against that speed. You are the first person to have endured my yellow spring divine anger after all these years. Demon Saint Huang Quan's remnant soul observed Xiao Yang. A moment later, he revealed a rare smile on his face. His body slowly leaned against his throne while he spoke in a somewhat lost tone. This day has finally arrived. Elder, I am only after the yellow spring divine anger's training method and the demon saint essence blood. I have not formed any thoughts against you. Xiao Yan smiled as he replied. Since you have endured the yellow spring divine anger, I will naturally give you what you want. Demon Saint Huang Quan spoke in a non-committal manner. He flicked his finger and a spiritual fluctuation appeared. It floated in front of Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang hesitated for a moment after sensing that spiritual fluctuation, but he then cautiously placed his hand inside it. That fluctuation turned into information the moment it touched his hand. It swiftly surged into Xiao Yang's mind before a complete training method appeared in his head. The characters containing an ancient aura caused a joy to rise within Xiao Yang's heart. Xiao Yang shut his eyes and sensed this information. He only opened them a moment later. The joy on his face became even greater. Not only did he find the training method for the yellow spring divine anger, it also contained the training methods for the yellow spring finger and yellow spring palm. Thank you, Elder Huang Quan. Xiao Yang suppressed the joy within his heart as he hurriedly cupped his hands to Demon Saint Huang Quan and thanked him. My mission has been to wait for someone who could defeat me and then pass on all of my skills to that person. Your spiritual strength has already reached the state required to practice the yellow spring divine anger. Demon Saint Huang Quan smiled. He spread his palm. After which, tendrils of a pale golden flow suddenly appeared within his illusory body. This slight flow gathered into his palm. It turned into a golden liquid body in the blink of an eye. The appearance of this ball created from the golden liquid caused Xiao Yang to feel the bloodline strength hidden within his heart violently circulated. Is this the essence blood of Demon Saint Huang Quan? Xiao Yang's eyes studied the golden liquid. He could sense the strange energy contained within it. No wonder this remnant spirit can summon the true body of the Demon Saint Huang Quan. The essence blood has been hidden within his body. Xiao Yang glanced at Demon Saint Huang Quan's spiritual fragment as he thought to himself. I have trained for thousands of years in order to advance my soul to the legendary DI state. However, I was still unable to take that final step. Demon Saint Huang Quan gently rubbed that golden liquid. His voice contained an endless melancholy and all the dissatisfaction he had once felt. Elder has attained an incredible strength. If a drastic change had not befallen you, you would definitely have been able to advance to the Do-D class. Xiao Yan praised him. He was not stingy when it came to bootlicking at this moment. Ha ha, Do-D, how can it be so easy? It is likely that a Do-D will never appear in this world again. Demon Saint Huang Quan shook his head and suddenly remarked. Why? Xiao Yang hurriedly asked. He was startled upon hearing this statement. The number of elite Do-D had diminished since ancient times. Now, that level only existed in legends. Other than the final Tushi ancient god, it seemed that no other elite Do-D had appeared on the continent. This matter had always been a mystery in the hearts of many people. Xiao Yang's question also caused Demon Saint Huang Quan to frown. He appeared to be recalling something. It was a long while later before he lifted his head and looked across the endless empty space. A distant voice sounded, there seems to be something lacking in the current world. What is the current world lacking? Xiao Yang's face trembled. He was unable to comprehend what Demon Saint Huang Quan was talking about. Although Demon Saint Huang Quan's words were simple, they appeared like a puzzle. One couldn't comprehend them. I am not very certain either. The current me is a mere soul fragment. I have lost too many of my memories. Moreover, I have existed for too long. Demon Saint Huang Quan shook his head. His voice contained an extremely ancient and experienced feeling. He looked at the golden liquid in his hand before finally sighing. With a wave of his hand, that liquid drifted to Xiao Yan. You being able to come to this place is also fate. You being able to receive the yellow spring divine anger is because of your ability. The yellow spring divine anger will not be passed on to a mediocre person. You, however, are not mediocre. The golden blood slowly landed in Xiao Yan's palm. The vast and mighty energy fluctuation caused the blood in Xiao Yan's body to become much hotter. Thank you, Elder Huang Quan. Xiao Yan carefully stored the demon saint essence blood. Subsequently, he lifted his head only to see the mountain was collapsing. The throne on it was also cracking. The body of demon saint Huang Quan, who was seated on it, had also become more illusory. My mission has been completed. Hopefully, my ultimate skills will not lose their glory and reputation along with my death. Elder, please leave in peace. Xiao Yang solemnly bowed to demon saint Huang Quan. From the looks of it, the reason this remnant spirit was able to survive for so many years was because of the demon saint essence blood. Now that the essence blood had left his body, that spirit fragment had finally reached the end of its life and had started to vanish from the world. Ha ha! Demon Saint Huang Quan softly laughed and nodded. His body also completely disappeared at that instant. The mountain and throne emitted a crashing sound as they collapsed with his disappearance. Finally, they turned into nothing and disappeared. Xiao Yang softly sighed after seeing this space become dark and empty in an instant. His illusory body shook before slowly disappeared from this realm. The space of this realm emitted a puff and vanished following disappearance. Kaylin's group stood near the altar and stared at Xiao Yang, who had sat for an entire afternoon on the stone chair. Kaylin involuntarily pressed her eyebrows together. This stone tablet appeared extraordinary. The strength contained within it was at a level that even an expert like Yao Ming did not dare to underestimate. Although they were always confident in Xiao Yang, their hearts were involuntarily a little worried at this moment. Tribal Chief Yao Ming, have the experts from your tribe stayed such a long time when entering this stone tablet? Kaylin finally frowned and asked after waiting a while. Yao Ming hesitated for a moment after hearing her question. He shook his head and replied, when the experts from my tribe entered the stone tablet in the past, none of them ever endured for over half an hour. However, Brother Xiao Yang's spiritual strength is unusually powerful. There should not be an accident. The frown on Kaylin's brow deepened when she heard Yao Ming's words, but she could only suppress the worry within her heart. She calmed down and waited for Xiao Yang to exit. Another half an hour passed in the blink of an eye as they waited. Kaylin's group could not continue waiting any longer when an intense glow was suddenly emitted from the stone talisman. A soul flew out amid this light and returned to the human figure seated on the stone chair in front of Kaylin's group's joyous eyes. Cough. Xiao Yang, who had been seated on the stone chair, suddenly opened his tightly shut eyes. His expression instantly paled as intense coughs racked his body, revealing a frailty. The injuries from receiving the yellow spring divine anger had finally been exposed at this moment. Xiao Yang, are you all right? Kaylin and the other two ladies hurriedly asked after seeing Xiao Yang's expression. I'm fine. The demon Saint Huang Quan soul fragment was indeed unusually terrifying. Xiao Yang slowly caught his breath. He waved his hand and softly sighed. Brother Xiao Yang, even you cannot deal with that lingering soul fragment. Yao Ming exclaimed. His expression changed upon hearing this news. I was lucky enough to barely be victorious. However, the soul fragment inside the stone tablet has disappeared, Xiao Yang softly replied without hiding anything. Bang! The stone tablet in front suddenly emitted a deep sound after Xiao Yang's reply. Everyone could see a mouth shape slowly appear above the finger and palm. A mysterious fluctuation was emitted from that mouth. Yellow spring divine anger. Yao Ming was startled after seeing this mouth-shaped form. He immediately revealed an expression of wild joy as he hurriedly sat down. His spiritual strength quickly spread and touched that mouth shape, but before he could take the information within the mouth, an extremely powerful spiritual assault violently clashed with his soul. Grug! This fierce and violent attack caused Yao Ming to spit out a mouthful of blood and shoot backwards. Finally, he fell from the towering steps in a miserable fashion. A moment later, he flew up with a miserable-looking body and a somewhat pale face before he landed in front of the strange gazes from Xiao Yan's group. What a frightening spiritual assault! It seems that I have yet to meet the conditions to practice the Yellow Spring Divine Anger. Yao Ming bitterly laughed because of Xiao Yan's group's strange gazes. He wiped off the trace of blood from the corner of his mouth and regretfully sighed. This Huangquan stone tablet is indeed strange. The demon saint soul fragment within it has disappeared, yet it still possesses such a might. No one can compare with the ability of demon saint Huangquan back then. Xiao Yang took out a medicinal pill that healed one soul from his storage ring. He then stuffed it into his mouth before commenting on the stone. However, there is no need for you to be anxious. The training method for the Yellow Spring Divine Anger is carved onto the stone tablet. You can practice it once you reach what it requires in the future. I am currently an advanced 2-star Dosheng. If I am unable to practice it with this strength, I do not know just how long it will be before I reach the set requirements. It looks like I do not have any affinity with this Yellow Spring Divine Anger. Yao Ming sighed and had somewhat abandoned his hopes, but he quickly looked at Xiao Yang with excited eyes. He rubbed his hands together and dryly laughed. Brother Xiao Yang, since you have successfully defeated the soul fragment inside the stone tablet, it is likely that you have obtained the Demon Saint Essence blood, right? Relax. The stone tablet belongs to your 9 serene deep ground Python tribe. I will not simply take everything for myself. Xiao Yang faintly smiled as he answered. What is Brother Xiao Yang saying? After all, this is something you risked your life to obtain. I am already satisfied if you shared a little with me, Yao Ming replied in embarrassment. Xiao Yang smiled. He clenched his hand and the golden liquid appeared in his palm. The vast and mighty energy that spread from the blood caused the surrounding air to show signs of boiling. Tribal Chief Yao Ming, all observers ought to get a share. Kaylin and the other 2 ladies were also present. You do not have any objections in giving them 3 shares, do you? Xiao Yang held the golden blood and smiled as he asked. The 3 ladies were all 9-star Dozuns. Even though they possessed extraordinary talent, it was still not an easy task to reach the Bansheng class. If they were able to obtain the essence blood of Demon Saint Huangquan, who had half a foot in the Do Di class, they would save a lot of training time. This opportunity was something that even Xiao Yang had not come across in the past. After all, even Yao Lao did not have the ability to obtain such a mysterious object. Ha ha, Brother Xiao Yang can distribute it as he wishes. Yao Ming appeared quite generous. He understood that he would not have been able to get this small share without Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang smiled. He flicked his finger and the ball of golden blood in his hand immediately turned into 4 rays of golden light that shot to Yao Ming, Kaylin, and the other 2. They quickly grabbed the blood in a firm and somewhat anxious grip. If word of such a thing spread, even an elite Dosheng would come to snatch it. The ball of blood in Xiao Yang's palm was merely the size of a thumb after the 4 golden lights separated. However, the energy it contained was still quite terrifying. Xiao Yang merely smiled as he studied this drop of golden blood. Other than this droplet, there was still another droplet of Demon Saint Essence blood within his storage ring. This was something he had prepared for Yao Lao. Currently, Yao Lao was a high-level Bansheng. It would not be difficult for him to become a 1-star Dosheng once he had gained enough energy. This drop of Demon Saint Essence blood would undoubtedly provide the best opportunity to advance. The gains he managed to obtain this time around had far exceeded his expectations. Ha ha, with this drop of Demon Saint Essence blood, I have the confidence to charge into the 3-star Dosheng class within 3 years. Yao Ming happily stored away this Demon Saint Essence blood as he spoke with joy. Xiao Yang smiled after hearing Yao Ming's joy. He hesitated for a moment before suddenly saying, Tribal Chief Yao Ming. I actually have a request to make during this trip to the 9 Serene Deep Ground Python tribe. Oh? Brother Xiao Yang, please feel free to speak. You are my savior and you have helped me obtain the Demon Saint Essence blood. Forget about a request, I will agree even if you wish to become the deputy tribal chief of my 9 serene deep ground python tribe. Yao Ming waved his hand and laughed. Ha ha, we can forget about me becoming a deputy tribal chief, Xiao Yan laughed. His expression quickly became a lot more grave as he briefly explained the matter regarding the ancient Void Dragon tribe. A civil war among the ancient Void Dragon? This is not unexpected. I knew that this would happen sooner or later. Although Yao Ming was a little surprised by what Xiao Yan said, he was not extremely shocked. He continued, if the 3 Dragon Islands were to give a sufficient reward, Yao Xiaotian will definitely get the 9 serene deep ground python to aid them given his character. Now that the tribal chief has changed, there will naturally be a change in the situation. Brother Xiao Yan can feel reassured about this matter. The 9 serene deep ground python will not help the 3 Dragon Islands. Yao Ming patted his chest as he spoke in an extremely decisive voice. Yao Xiaotian was only concerned about benefits, but Yao Ming saw further than Yao Xiaotian. It was still alright if the 3 Dragon Islands were victorious in this war. If they lost, the ancient Void Dragon tribe would definitely drag the 9 serene deep ground python tribe into the matter, given their character. Although they were one of the 3 great tribes, Yao Ming clearly understood in his heart that the 9 serene deep ground python tribe was no match for the ancient Void Dragons. The ancient Void Dragon tribe had entered a stalemate. However, the Eastern Dragon Island possessed the legendary Dragon Phoenix bloodline. No one could predict the achievements of such an existence. Hence, Yao Ming did not hesitate when he heard Xiao Yang's request. Yao Xiaotian might think that the 3 Dragon Islands would emerge victorious, but Yao Ming did not share this opinion. However, even if the 9 serene deep ground python tribe does not intervene, the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe will definitely dispatch their experts to aid the 3 Dragon Kings. Yao Ming looked at Xiao Yang as he revealed his thoughts. Xiao Yang slightly nodded. The reason he was able to resolve the problem of the 9 serene deep ground python tribe was completely because of luck. He did not hope that the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe would simply stand idle by the side and watch. If they insist on interfering, I can only take some other actions. Xiao Yang softly replied. He had an extremely good relationship with Xi Yang. Hence, he would not simply watch her be defeated by the 3 Dragon Islands. Ha ha, why? Has Brother Xiao Yang prepared a surprise? Yao Ming asked with a smile. His face trembled slightly after hearing those words. Since they wish to dispatch experts to lend a hand, I can only kill all those they have dispatched while they are traveling, Xiao Yang smiled. His eyes glanced to Yao Ming as he said, however, I'm afraid that I will require Tribal Chief Yao Ming's help in this matter. What do you say? Yao Ming revealed an expression contemplation as he pondered some thoughts. He understood that he would be opposing the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe if he agreed. If we can really resolve this matter, I will use my life to guarantee that the ancient Void Dragon tribe and the 9 serene deep ground python tribe will be the staunchest allies in the future. At that time, the Heaven Demon Phoenix tribe will definitely be eliminated from among the 3 great tribes. Xiao Yang softly proclaimed. Yao Ming's face of contemplation slowly changed upon hearing these words. No could doubt how strong the ancient Void Dragon tribe was. Even though the tribe had fragmented, the strength of any island would not be weaker than his entire tribe. If it was unified in the future, its strength would be even more terrifying. By being able to become allies with those haughty fellows, the position of the 9 serene deep ground python in the magical beast world would never be shaken. Yao Ming was quiet for a moment before he finally lifted his head. He looked at Xiao Yang and committed himself in a deep voice. If Brother Xiao Yang's guarantee is effective, I, Yao Ming, will confidently accompany all of you in this craziness. Hearing this, Xiao Yang's eyes softly gloated in his eye. Part 1 end here.